Now entering King's Row. Initiating match.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone around the world. I'm hoping you have an amazing day, and it's just going to get a little bit better as we will be going into the Upper Division semi-finals hosted by Overwatch Pretenders. I am your play-by-play caster, Brilliantframe, and join me today as with my co-caster, the amazing Solid. Say hello and tell us what we will be getting into today.
Hey everybody, this is Solid here for your color casting. Thanks for the introduction. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty good game here. We got kind of an underdog here with Junkertown going up against their adversary here, PBN. It's going to be interesting because PBN, they're number one on the roster right now. They have no losses as of this game going into this game. So we're really going to see if our underdogs can go ahead and take it here on defense.
Yeah, that definitely is going to put a lot of pressure onto the Junkertown Jewels, especially seeing as how strong this team is. So it's going to be definitely a lot of pressure, but hopefully that pressure doesn't change up their game plans, and hopefully they've come in with such a strong plan to go up against and try to take some points away from their competitors, as we are now going up against into the first battle. We do have a few damage pits coming across. We do see Scoot with that Reinhardt shield trying to defend his team, just stopping any shot trying to come through. But now here we go, we see Junkertown Jewels pushing out, did bait him out going through the hotel, but now they went straight to the point. May will come out, no team chat, taking down Scoot. That means there's no Reinhardt left for the team, and this is a very quick take, as we do have pretty much a team wipe from Junkertown Jewels.
Yeah, real quick one there. It wasn't too hard for Prospect Big Nice, PBN, I'm going to call him from here on out, PBN, to kind of get a real fast rotation there. It kind of looked like they were going to go into the hotel, and I think that might have threw off JJ, Junkertown Jewels, just a little bit, but now we're going into the next engagement. They're pushing up here, hard and fast.
Yeah, definitely hard and fast indeed, especially how quick it is. I believe it was about 40 seconds, and now it does look like Junkertown Jewels did get a few payback by taking out death taxes on the May on the Prospect Big Nice, but they're still moving this, and there is a few ultimates starting to come out. As I was saying, that Pew 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 does bring out the Dragon Strike, the Hanzo ult, and a few kills coming out. SG taking over, taking down Scoot, but then it is brought back as Brobat does take the opposing Reinhardt. So now there's no Reinhardts left. Death taxes now taking out Brobat, leaving there no d.va, and it does seem that it will be Big Nice still moving this payload.
Yeah, that was a pretty fast one getting through that choke. That was probably their one chance for JJ to hold it there, but they just couldn't. That Dragon snuck in there and was able to get Scoot. Now Scoot kind of backed against. They're probably going to be able to push this all the way to the second checkpoint. JJ just couldn't get their footing in time, and now ultimate advantage to PBN. There's not a whole lot online for JJ right now. They got an Earth Shatter. They might get the May Freeze for this one. Hopefully it doesn't get eaten, but, well, correction, they don't even have a D.va, so he might be able to get a freeze off here. Maybe they can contest. We'll see.
Yeah, and a few ultimates coming out. We did see that Jonathan does bring out the Earth Shatter, and Tan does bring out the Dead-Eye, getting taken down. No team chat, the Lucio, but Jonathan does get some payback for his teammates, taking down two members, one with a Fire Strike, and a few members, the other members going down. Pew 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 taking down Brobat. Pew Pew also taken down with the Recon Arrow to How, and Fiery going down by the Zarya. Yeah, this doesn't seem to be working out well for Junkertown Jewels. There needs to be a few change-ups, but they do have a few ultimates. What do you think the plan is for Junkertown Jewels as of now?
Yeah, right now Junkertown's really going to be relying on that May Freeze, but really it's only going to probably neutralize PBN's May Freeze. They do have a D.Va Bomb, which could come into play if you get a good freeze. Here it comes, and this might happen.
Yeah, both May freezes coming out, the blizzards being pulled out, and Death Tax is the first one to get the kill onto tanks. McCree on the Junkertown Jewels. No team chat also getting a kill onto Scoop, and Waker has taken down Brobat. It means there was no the two main tanks both being down, not leaving much health left. Jonathan with a quick double kill onto Fiery and Arch Emblem. leaving that main. There was no Lucio and no May. Now leaving it. Now it seems like Junkertown Jules are. I find it hard to find their footing. PPP now taking down tanks, and Jonathan with that quick fire strike onto T-Fuel and a quick charge into Scoot as well. The opposing Reinhardt. Jonathan is doing very well, and PPP with his own double kill onto Arch Emblem and Robat. Sergeant Nova getting a few kills on his own, and there we go. PBN taking the first round, and with 4 minutes, that's a very quick round. That's gonna shake up Junkertown Jules very much.
Yeah, it was really tough for Junkertown Jules to get their footing. PBN just did not allow it. Even on that first fight, you know, they just took it so aggressively. Junkertown Jules just on their back foot the entire. Following that, they pushed through the arches. They pushed all the way to the next corner, and they win that fight as well. And that was just really, really tough. Junkertown Jewel didn't even get a chance to contest on the second point right before the capture, which is where you see a lot of teams tend to hold it. PBN just so aggressive, and it's just hard. Junkertown Jewel never got their ultimates up. The few that they did happen to get up were just counteracted by PBN. They could just never really find their footing. So much space being taken. Jonathan on that Ryan just so aggressive. He really does have the support of his Zarya too, and it was just too much. I think the last thing they really had going for them there was the May freeze and the beat, and it just didn't work out the way they wanted it to. But we'll see. They could be just as aggressive now. Maybe they can put PBN on their back foot.
Yeah, most definitely, especially seeing as how some of these games go, especially Kings Row. Most teams that do much better on the attack than they do with their defense. So it could be that when going in this round, it could be that PBN does have a weaker defense, and it could allow Junkertown Jules to get a push on them and start taking a few points of their own. It's probably going to be a hard challenge to do it in the 4 minutes that PBN does, but they definitely do have a chance. But as we are now quickly going into the first few seconds of this match, and here we see Junkertown Jules going up into the theatre. Not only do they know they were going up against PBN, who are just waiting, and a few damages coming out. Half grenade coming through on both sides, Sergeant Nova and too few of How. Fiery is the first one to get the kill, but it also does go down and south by Jonathan. However, they does seem that Junkertown Jules are managing to get onto the point with a few kills of their own. Tank getting the kill onto Jonathan. The main threat has currently been for Junkertown Jules, but now they've taken down that threat, started taking a few points, and this is getting very, very quick. And now taking down 2 points, a few hits coming through, and a Riptide coming from PPP to try and get something. However, it's taken down by tanks. However, a miss all through all this fight. Death Tax does get the grenade kill onto the Anna for Junkertown Jules, and a few kills coming out with by Jonathan and Death Tax both teaming up. However, we can't forget about Ray Quenza, who does get the double kill onto tanks and Robot. Really good strong push from Junkertown Jules. However, they did manage to get two ticks. Really good start, but it was ultimately stopped by PBN.
Yeah, excellent Maywall, but respond with the grab. He tries to use the beat here. I just don't know. They're playing just so aggressive. I did not expect to see this on defense. Junkertown Jewel, they almost got by him. They kept a few in the hotel there. I think it was their Lucio was kept in the hotel and their Junkrat. But as soon as those guys moved out of that, you know, that theater, not the hotel, as soon as they moved out of that theater, they just kind of, Junkertown Jewel just kind of got surrounded by the respawns and the Junkrat and just kind of collapsed from there. They had no real front line established. But now we're going to a more, you know, a more standard defense.
Yeah. And whilst he was talking, wasn't able to cast, but the PPP would have to get a 4-man kill with the ultimate combo of having Ray Quenza and PPP and the Junkrat and Zarya. Now we do see a few kills coming out. TFU just get the Bionic grenade kill onto PPP. Death Tax is now going down by tanks. A few ultimates will be being pulled out. We do see the tanks does have his Deadeye and Fire does have the Blizzard ready to go, so this probably will see a combo. However, Brobat does also have, and here comes the Deadeye. Oh my god, the 3
kills with the Deadeye!
3 Deadeye
wow,
kills.
and just cleaning it up here.
13 chat and Ray Quenza. Really good, and this is the start they needed. Arch Ember taking down Jonathan. What a play from Tanks Q. That combo just happened that Deadeye taking down the two Lucio and taking down Ray Quenza on that Zarya and the Soldier. It was a really good play to have, taking down most of the defense, have most of the healing.
That was amazing, and now you're seeing Scoot and the Junkertown Jules. This is typically where you see teams try to fight it out is that this first PBN, on the other hand, they went through to the second corner. So Scoot and the Junkertown Jewels playing a little bit more conservative, standard style. Big bomb maybe.
Bomb coming through from Broback. Didn't get anything with it, however, no, a Blizzard coming out by Fiery. Typical Fiery, as he is made. Scoot getting a kill onto Ray Quenza, meaning there is no Zarya, that means there's no Death Ball. However, we do hear the Riptide coming through, and it does manage to click onto Arch Emblem, meaning there is no Lucio, no half the healing gone, and as I'm saying that, more is coming out. Scoot and Tanks does get taken down by Jonathan, and Fiery ultimately going down, and by the looks of it, JJ does have to come off the point as most of the team has gone down. Have gone far, but it's going to be a hard push now, as in this area is very narrow and it's hard to get back onto the point.
Yeah, this choke is definitely where PBN wants to try and hold it. Soldier, though, going on a wide flank. That's Death and Taxes going on wide flanks. We've been seeing this for the duration of this, but good rotation by Junkertown Jewels. Not really standard play.
Yeah.
They might have paid for it there. Good beat.
Taking down four people. Have a beat coming out from Arch and able to save up his team from the death, but however, the Gravitron does get pulled out by Ray Quenza, allowing the team to get stuck in this little area, the death box as I like to call it. A few kills coming out. Jonathan does get to take a down onto a Brobat and Tanks. Also, we did see Pew taking down Arch Emblem, so really unfortunate. They went for a good flank round here, however, didn't play out. Jonathan then finishing off too few of how. And it seemed to be a slow battle. It's starting to be a big battle. A few ultimates coming out. We do see Scoot does have his Earth Shatter ready to go. So especially with the Combine, if he does use this Earth Shatter and get that onto Tanks, you could be seeing another 3-man kill here. However, PPP bringing out the Riptide, trying to look for someone, and he does, taking down Fiery, the May. Brobat does get a bit of payback onto Death and Taxes. And there we go, Scoot using the Earth Shatter, taking down 3 members of the JJ BBN squad, and a few ultimates did come out from no team chat with the Lucio ultimate, trying to save most of his team. He didn't have to, but however, Tanks taking out the 2 supports with no Sergeant Nova on the Ana and no team chat on the Lucio, meaning there's no health support for the teams of PBN, meaning that they have to back off now and go and try to regroup to get the heals, allowing JJ to gain some momentum.
Yeah, and this is going to be probably an easy hold as long as they don't get picked during the poke phase, which is what's starting to happen. Luckily, they were able to trade there. As long as Scoot could just maintain his ground, it's going to put PBN in a desperate spot, and they are able to cap the second point.
Yeah, great plays from no team from Scoot there, taking it down the Lucio, meaning they don't have that big area of healing. The ultimate did come out from Death Taxes, the Soldier. Didn't get anything with it. He kind of used it to try and push back the team, to try and give them a bit of hesitation, apply the pressure, but it didn't work, especially seeing as you have that big shield. But as I'm talking, Jonathan does bring out the Earth Shatter. However, he did manage to get 3 people, but he had the backup. JJ had the backup from the team of Scoot and Fiery, taking down the Zarya and Jonathan, meaning there's no main tanks left available for PBN, and it is allowing JJ to start moving up into the final sections of these final point. A few kills coming out. Tanks get a kill onto PPP. Scoot bringing out his own Earth Shatter, taking down 3 members of PBN. Scoot taking down Ray Quenza. Brobat also taking down Jonathan. Scoot getting the kill onto Death Taxes, who is now changed from the Soldier 76 to the May. Tanks also bringing out the Deadeye just to finish off no T-chat, and that will be JJ taking 3 points onto round 2. And now it is all tied up 3-3. However, it did take JJ quite a bit longer time than PBN.
Yeah, huge time bank for PBN here going into this this next defense that they have. It's going to be pretty hard for JJ to hold this one, especially if they're just as aggressive on this one, on this push. On that last fight, though, I was a little bit concerned with the Graviton coming out. We did see Beat get used early by JJ, and unfortunately for them, they were able to get grabbed and use an Earth Shatter to clean up the fight real nice and easy. So that's just something these teams need to be wary of next time when they go ahead and use that grab. But again, this is going to be pretty hard. They're going with the Widow again. They did this before, and then they end up swapping. I would like to see the Widow. Let's see. They're going Hanzo May with Brian Zarya. So they're playing a little bit shield breaking, a little bit brawly here. I'm wondering if what they're going to be going here for JJ, because they do have some options. They were playing pretty good. It seemed like they started getting it together towards the end there and figuring out how they want to use these ultimates.
Yeah, and it does seem like they are going to kind of go for a quick move in, especially now as Scoot. Oh, I was going to say he was on the Hammond, but now they've gone back to what they were going for. They kind of going back for the Reinhardt and d.va as we normally do see. So it does seem they're going to try and get for a strong hold. However, it does, if PBN, as they did last time, kind of stop it and just defeat the fights that were coming in and delaying the attacks, it's going to be a hard job for Junkertown Jules to start gaining some momentum that they definitely do need. However, as I'm saying that, they do manage to get 2 kills all around, taking down Jonathan and Wade Quenza, who are both main tanks on PBN. And as I'm still talking as well, Death Taxis does get killed out by tanks, and Sergeant Nova again taken down by Scoot.
Just really a really aggressive hold. Didn't work out for him as much as it did before. I think what they were trying to accomplish is do an aggressive hold so they can get a second fight on the... It doesn't seem like that solid of a strategy. As you can see, it's so easy to have just crumble. Especially this time, JJ was expecting it. So using that strange sort of non-conservative, non-typical strategy didn't work out a second time. JJ able to overcome it. So let's see if they can be just as aggressive and push up, or if they'll keep playing kind of like the meta strategy here and just hold this first corner.
Yeah, it was a good idea to try and put the pressure onto them, but it ultimately failed because Scoot was just so up close, getting up close and personal and applying that pressure. However, PPP does start to take down Arch Emblem. There's no heals coming out from Lucio, and oh my god, Pew getting the 4-man deadly kill with that Dragon Strike, and then Jonathan finishing off Brokeback the d.va on the JJ, and that is a very, very quick turnover of events from PBN, just using that Dragon Strike to get that 4-man kill. Oh my god, that was so quick.
Yeah, and that's what I meant by I was wondering if they would try to take a less conservative approach, because they only had one fight left. Keep someone on the cart, get up there as fast as you can, as far as you can, and just do as much damage as possible. Just let that cart go for free. You only got... And PBN had so much ultimate advantage going into that fight. JJ really only had Nano, and I think Earthshatter was up. And PBN, they had, May ult was about to come online. They had Beat coming on. They just had so many ults to invest, and really was the May wall and the Dragon is what ended up catching JJ out. And yeah, but it's not too bad. They got it past the main, the biggest obstacle here, which is a choke. They were able to get it right there where you can see, right past the choke. So it does give JJ a chance to hold this if they can just keep PBN in that choke.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard challenge though, because JJ had 1 minute to try and get as far as they can. However, on PBN side, they have 4 minutes. That's quite a long time to go up against. So what do you think the plan of action for JJ is going to be here to try and hold it for as long as they can?
Well, we know Jonathan and Ray have been so aggressive going into these fights, just taking so much space. So, and they're using that May wall pretty effectively. So really it's going to come down to Death and Taxes countering that May wall, building up his Blizzard, and just putting a counter Blizzard on their Blizzard. Like, there goes the Ice Wall there. That's what he needs to be worrying about. There's the counter Ice Wall.
Yeah, and this is very quick from PBN, getting straight onto the point. However, Fiery does get taken down by Jonathan, meaning that PBN does not have their Reinhardt shield to keep them get the push. So that means they do have to back off here. But it's a good thing, they do have the time advantage for this. They do still have 3 minutes left, so they're allowed to take the risk of waiting for the Jonathan to come back, and which he does. But Sergeant Nova going really low, down to about 10 HP, does bring back the half, and they're going in for a second fight. Nanoboo's coming off into the Scoot, getting right to Tofu half. Brokeback getting really low and is going to get demaxed by Sergeant Nova. Here comes the Dragon Strike from Pew. Can he grab something here? Pew does manage to take down Scoot. However, it is being brought back by Brokeback, getting the kill onto Jonathan. But even though there's both main Reinhardt's not here. As I'm speaking, a few kills coming out. Death Tax is taking down Brokeback. Pew taking down Tofu How and Fiery, both mains going down, and by the looks of it, unfortunately for JJ, they won't be able to get onto this point, and this is where PBN will start to try and get that cart moving. They do have 2 minutes 40 on the line, so they do have quite a bit of time. It's going to be crucial that JJ try and put a stop to this momentum right now.
Have everything going out. They got caught up here in this building here, whatever this one's called, this tavern. They got caught in that tavern just trying to regroup and move out. It feels like they should have just moved out sooner. It would have been about like a 4v3 here in the streets. But they took way too much time trying to regroup there, and I think this one's going to go to PBN. There's just Lucio, he might be able to stall it a little bit, but it's not going to last long here for Arch Emblem.
Yeah, didn't start off as good as Jonathan did manage to get 3 kills. That triple kill onto the 3 members as they were trying to regroup, and Lucio trying to bring it back. Archamber trying to contest and allow his team to regroup. However, unfortunately, PBN were just too strong in that thing and just getting the kills where needed. So really unfortunate for JJ, but they did manage to have a strong start, did manage to take it to round 4. So really good plays from JJ, and it does seem like they have a good few tactics on their side, just need to be kind of giving it a bit more execution. However, they are going up against, as you said, the #1 seed, so it is going to be a hard challenge nevertheless. But they have got a few tactics, and hopefully they do start to bring it out.
Yeah, I think we can see why they're the #1 seed, and I think Junkertown Jules is starting to see it too. So you got their Ryan, you got their Zarya. Sorry, I forgot their names here, but you got their Ryan, you got their, and it's Jonathan and Ray. So they're just being so aggressive, right? That's the first thing that Junkertown Jewel is going to have to fight against here. Scoot, Brobat, they're going to have to work together. They're going to have to be just as aggressive. When it's their turn to be aggressive, they got to be aggressive, because there are moments where Jonathan and Ray kind of back up a little bit, especially when they don't have all 6. They seem to only want to be very aggressive when they know they're going to have the support of all 6 at some point during their aggression. Meanwhile, the Mei, my God, these Mei walls are what are causing all these complications. They're really setting up the kills. The Ryans are being taken down, and Junkertown Jewel in that defense just now was able to do some great counter walls. So I think that's what the play is going to be if we're going to be seeing a mirror matchup with these Meis. Is it's going to have to be Mei wall with perfect execution each time. And since PBN wants to be so aggressive, it's really going to be on Junkertown Jewels to have the reactive Mei wall in order to kind of make PBN lose their footing and maybe secure the kill.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a hard challenge, and they do have, I do agree, these Mei walls coming out right now are deciding to be the next one who begins to win the advantage, and it does seem to be coming out quite well. However, we will be going on to the next map, which will be Ilios, and we will be starting on WoW. You've got that big, massive hole in the center of the map, so people got to be aware and make sure to not go into that big hole. And we've seen a few characters being picked now. What do you think about these characters being brought out?
Yeah, so Junkertown Jewel is doing a pretty good composition here. They're going to be putting the Orisa on point and just using their Hammond to just kind of dance around them, create some havoc. Meanwhile, their McCree, Tengtaku, and Fiery on the Pharah are just going to be dishing out damage from every direction. Meanwhile, Jonathan, the PBN, Jonathan and Ray, sticking with the Ryan Zarya on a map that can be brawly if the other team wants to be brawly, but in this case, it's just going to be so much poke. I don't see Jonathan going to be able to get as aggressive as we saw with the last map, as long as this Orisa can scoot and set himself up in the right spot. I'm sorry, Brobat.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to be aggressive, but Scoop with the quick grapple, getting 2 kills onto no team chat, and Ray. However, Death Taste does not like that, and he got 3 kills of his own, taking down the Orisa, and Hammond being played by Scoot and Brobat. However, Tofu Howard does get a bit of revenge for his teammates, getting a kill onto Death Taxes, and however, it does look like that PBN will be the first team to start taking percentage onto this map. We're already at 10%, so it's a very quick takeover, a hostile takeover in fact. But however, it does look like that also JJ is getting a few kills on their own. Scoot getting a kill onto Sergeant Nova, Pew 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 getting a kill onto Fire, who is playing the Pharaoh character that we don't normally see. Tengtaku getting the kill onto Death Taxes, and Tofu Hao, who is now playing the Baptiste, getting the kill onto Jonathan.
Yeah, that was that first fight didn't go in their favor. They had 2 kills secured via that boop, but they still just got out-rotated and out-damaged. I'm not sure if that was an Anane that had connected or what it was, but they were only able to do that because of the Lucio speed. Now that we finally see Junkertown Jewel set up in their position, you know, both teams not just trying to make a race there. Now it's going to be a bit more in their favor.
Yeah, and we do start to see a few changes coming out from the PBN side. We do see now Jonathan on that Winston, and Ray changing over to the d.va. A few shots coming out from Fiery. Fiery does get a pick onto Sergeant Nova, who is playing the Orisa. He does also have an ultimate, so it means the Nano Boost isn't going to be out, but with the Resurrection coming from No Team Chat onto Sergeant Nova, that Nano Boost is now back in play. Tank 2 getting a kill onto Pew, and Fiery, who is doing a lot of damage on this Pharaoh, does get a kill onto Jonathan. I mean, there's no Winston being available, so now it does look like PBN are going to retreat.
Yeah, Junkertown Jewel is going to be in a good spot here. They got so many ultimates up. Meanwhile, PBN doesn't have any. They made those switches. PBN going for kind of a dive comp here. They just swapped up the Doomfist, but who are you going to dive? Really, like, it's going to be a tough dive. You can dive the McCree, but there you go, seeing the barrage go out. But really, if they want to, Junkertown Jewel has just as much capability to dive as PBN right now, and I think that's what we're going to see happen.
Yeah, an ultimate. The Nano Boost did come out to Jonathan. Did get one pick onto the JJ side. However, JJ did bring it back, getting a few kills. Death Tax is getting a kill onto Fiery. However, Tofu Hao does get a kill onto Ray, making it one piece aside. Still a 5v5 fight, but it is looking in the favor of JJ. 99% going into overtime. Pressure is definitely on now. Pew getting a headshot onto Tantaku. However, Fiery getting a bit of revenge, getting a kill onto Jonathan. No Team Chat taking down the who was playing the Orisa, Mercy getting a kill onto Robot. Scoot getting 2 kills of his own onto Pew and the Mercy. A few kills coming out. Scoot getting a melee kill onto No Team Chat. Fiery finishing off Ray Quenza, who is on that D.va, and it will be the first round going to JJ.
Yeah, No Team Chat just slowly falling away as his D.va gets demacked and taken out. You see Junkertown Jewel going in there and falling right back in there. I'm kind of shocked that Junkertown Jewel decided to take that fight and make it the last one. They invested a lot of ultimates, but it worked out for them. They had the ultimate advantage, and they said, hey, we're not going to let you take this point. It's ours, and it really did work out. Now you're seeing the compositions kind of swap up a little bit here. PBN going for the brawl. That's kind of what I figured. It seems like they're more of a brawly comp. Putting the May on there. We'll see if Junkertown Jewel decides to go with kind of like this half brawl thing they going on with the Pharah. I think they will. Pharah can get a huge advantage here if she gets into that window and just sits above your head.
Yeah, for sure, and we are starting to get into the matchup as of now. Both teams going down the middle side, the middle channel, and it does seem that PBN would be the first team to get onto the point. And with that quick kill from Pew onto Fire, meaning they have no Pharah, and one less DPS character to have, is definitely a major upset. And Pew and Ray Quenza getting 2 kills of their own, Broba and Tofu of Power, both going down. Scoot getting a bit of revenge and getting a kill onto Death Taxes, meaning that May War is no longer up. However, a bit too many kills coming out onto the PBN side, so for JJ, they do have to retreat and allowing PBN to start taking percentage onto the point.
Yeah, I'm wondering what they're swapping to. Winston. That's going to be kind of hard to dive if the PBN just sits on point, but we know how aggressive they like to be, so maybe this is the right thing to swap to. PBN does not seem like they want to sit on the point. They just want to get out of there and they want to take the fight to you. When you see the dive going on now.
Yeah, definitely want to get very aggressive, and bringing out that Maywall now, trying to stop the push coming in from Scoot on that Winston, and Ray Quenza getting a kill onto Tanker 2. Jonathan also using the fire charge to get the kill onto Brobat, taking him down, also getting the charge onto Scoot, meaning both main tanks are down on the JJ side and stopping that push coming in.
Yeah, now going into this next fight, JJ is going to be at a huge disadvantage. They really have no strong ultimates. Meanwhile, they're going to have, PBN's going to have their Rhine Shatter. They're going to get their Lucio beat online. Their Nano, their Grav might come up this fight. It's looking pretty bad for Junkertown Jewel for this fight.
Looking bad indeed, but they do have a few tricks up on sleeves, I'm hoping, and Jonathan does have that Earth Shatter available, so it's probably being pulled out, but No Team Chat bringing out the Lucio boost, increasing all the health, and a few ultimates coming out now where Jonathan does use the Earth Shatter to get taken down Robat as he did get caught in the crossfire. Have a Scoot getting the kill onto Pew, meaning there's no Dragon Strike left. Scoot getting another kill onto Sergeant Nova. And this is where the tables have started to turn. Arch Emblem getting the resurrection onto Robot, meaning they have the D.va back in play. Fiery bringing up the barrage onto Jonathan, taking down Reinhardt. Fiery getting another kill onto Death Taxes, and Robot finishing it up with Rayquaza going down.
Yeah, that was really good for JJ. That elongated fight really allowed their other ultimates to come online. We saw the Pharaoh come online, the Nano came out, and they nanoed the Doomfist. He was looking purple there for a bit from an Anonade, but he was able to stay alive throughout the duration and really help clean up those kills, helping out with Scoot. I think an early beat by PBN is what set them kind of on the back foot there. It was just way too early. But now we see a grab going out.
Yeah, good. PPP bringing out that Dragon Strike, showing how strong he can be, getting another double kill, taking both out, both attacking players. And with that, there's no fire support, and Scoot getting a kill onto Death Taxes, however, won't be enough as Rayquaza does take out Scoot, and Pew Pew taken out to Tofu of How. JJ does have one more fight, but they have to get on this point quick as PBN is at 90%, and unfortunately for JJ, they was not able to get the point, and it is now 1-1 to equaling things up.
Yeah, it's real unfortunate to see. JJ was really starting to get into the groove there, but an unlucky grab, a dragon going out right after, and there you go, lost fight. Just too much percentage for PBN there. But I think JJ is kind of getting a feel for how they want to deal with this comp. You know, I thought they were going to stick with the Mei. I thought they were going to brawl it out, use some good Mei walls, get the advantage that way. But no, they said, you know what? We're going to dive. We're going to dive, and we're going to get you. So let's see if they stick with that composition. Looks like they're going Tracer, McCree, which should be a good one. I don't see Widows on the board. There we go. Death and Taxes going Widow. That might be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, the double sniper competition coming out from PBN. It's going to be a lot of crossfire, but Taku does have the hands of his own, so he's going to have a hard fight, especially if he doesn't get the backup from Fiery. So he has to play it careful and try not to get a shot whilst trying to get some fire. We do see a few shots coming out, and it will be PBN first on the point. It won't be until they've got 10 seconds until the control point is unlocked, allowing both teams to get the kills, and Jonathan get the first kill onto Tantaku. However, bringing it back, Broback does get the kill onto Jonathan, meaning there is no main tank, but a Scoot does go down by Rayquaza, and Rayquaza getting another kill onto Arch Emblem. Pew 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 getting the kill onto Brobat. Death Tanks bringing out, getting the kill onto Tofu of How, and Sergeant Nova finishing off onto the Tracer of JJ.
Yeah, now we see some swaps going out. They are going to go dive. They're going to commit to it. Surprised they're not bringing out the Doomfist here. Ultimate advantage is not going to be too much of a problem here. We might see the Nano go out. We might see a D.va bomb from PBN, but JJ is in a good spot here. They can punish these snipers, especially with how far spread they are from the rest of their team.
Yeah, it does seem that they want to go in that route, especially having the Winston. You can start applying that pressure, and is what is they are doing. Scoot getting a double kill onto both supports of the PBN. Tantaku then getting the kill onto Jonathan, and Brobat taking down the opposition D.va, meaning there's no D.va, but however, PPP does take out Brobat on the side of JJ, meaning there was no D.va as well, but he does ultimately take the sacrifice, taking the leap of faith off of the map, and it will be JJ starting to take a bit of percentage on this control point.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that excellent nade by Tofu Hell. As I was saying, I expected these Junkertown Jewel to really dive on these double sniper meta. They ended up going into that room and brawling it out, and just a great nade was able to secure all of those kills. But now PBN with an excellent ult advantage going into this next fight.
Yeah. I do like what Scoot did try to do there, went up behind, got the flank, tried to Jonathan getting a kill onto Fiery, have a Scoot bringing it back, getting a kill onto PPP. D.va Bomb does come out, but does get nothing with it. There is a few ultimates on the PBN side. Barrett Grenade going out on Sergeant Nova, getting a kill onto Scoot. Death and Taxes getting the kill onto Brobat. Sergeant Nova taking down the opposing support character who has been played by Arch Emblem. Death and Taxes getting a kill onto Tantaku, no team chat, getting the kill onto Tofahound. It is looking like PBN will overtake this control point.
Yeah, and now we see this PBN being so aggressive once again. They're playing a little bit more bunched up this time. They made that swap to McCree to try and stop this dive. They got off the Widow a little bit, and I'm not sure if they can get another nade. They might be able to brawl this one out. Otherwise, these tanks from JJ are going to have to find a squishy target to dive.
Yeah, Dragon Strike coming out from PPP does manage to demech Brobat, meaning that the Brobat will not be able to have the added advantage of having that defense. However, Tantaku got some revenge for his teammate and being able to take death and taxes. Who is player number 3, Tofu of How, getting a melee kill onto No Team Chat. PPP taking down Scoot and Tantaku getting a double kill onto Sergeant Nova, and it will be that JJ would bring it back and starting to take a percentage of the control. It's starting to get really, really interesting as it is getting down to the wire.
Yeah, Tatanku really popping off there. Now we just need to see Scoot and Tofu of Hell work together. That nano boost is probably going to have to go on Scoot. That'd probably be the best target, especially if you're just how brawly TBN is taking this fight. And now we see them already on the point, collapsing on it. 2 kills from the D.va.
Yeah, double kill coming from the Ray Cleanser with that D.va bomb, taking down Tantaku and Arch Emblem. Death Taxi does bring out the Dead Hard Judge, does manage to get the D-Mech onto Brobat. Death and Taxi is always going to kill onto Tofu. How Ray Cleanser getting kill onto Fiery, and No Team Chat finishing off the remainders of JJ by taking out Scoot.
And now this is what I wanted to see. I was talking about who they're going to nano, and Tatanku went ahead and swapped off the Hanzo, so that must be their target. Nano the Doomfist, jump in on the targets with D.va and Winston, and let's see it happen. Let's just go. Ball this one out, get the kills. And I think that's what we're going to see.
D.va bomb getting pulled out by Brobat, just going to kill onto Sergeant Nova. He trades the pulse bomb from Fiery, gets the pick onto PPP. PPP does get revenge with the Dragon Strike onto Tofu. How a few picks coming out from JJ, being able to get the kill. Brobat finish it off with the melee kill onto Ray Cleanser, the mini D.va, really unfortunate, and the Arch Emblem able to get the revive onto Tofu of How. No ultimates being available now, so they gotta use all of the ultimates in this invested in the fight. It is currently 99% to 99%, but we are gonna go into overtime. We do see JJ getting the kills, taking over this advantage, getting a higher advantage. Brobat getting the kills onto the supports. Sergeant Nova getting killed by Scoot. Tantaku getting the fist, giving the fist to Ray Cleanser. Fiery going against this Tracer fight, and Fiery coming out to the win. Tantaku getting a nice uppercut onto No Team Chat. Fiery getting the final kill, and that will be JJ taking round 2.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried about that fight with Junkertown Jules. They invested so many ults. I thought they would only need the nano and just the nano onto the Doomfist, and that would have been good, but they invested the D.va bomb. And luckily for them, though, PBN did not have any ults to go into that last fight, and we just saw a nice clean win there at the end. That was really well played by Tofu of Hell and Tatanku with that last ult there. Ulting the Doomfist, keeping him alive, letting him do his thing. He got, I think, 3 kills on that last fight. Real clean. So, yeah, I think they got their footing. I think they're really starting to figure out, how they can brawl against these guys. How Junkertown Jewel can brawl against PBN and make it work for them if they have to. Because the Ryan Zarya I think they're just getting too outplayed by their May and the sheer aggressiveness. I like this dive comp they're going a lot more.
Yeah, they definitely started to figure out PBN a lot more, as you said. However, that was Ilios. It is now 1-1, both even on both sides. This match is starting to bring up a bit of fire from both teams. And so now we will be sending it to a quick 10-minute break, so don't go far, and I'll see you soon.
Yep, I'll be right back, guys. See you around.
Traveling to Route 66.
Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start kicking off the second half of the upper divisional semi-finals, where we have Junkertown Jules going up against Prospect Big Nice, and it is currently 1-1, evening up the odds, and we are now going to Route 66. I am your play-by-play caster, Brilliantframe, and joining me, still with me, is Solid. How are you feeling, Solid?
Yeah, I'm actually feeling really good about this. I think Junkertown Jules is starting, like I said before, starting to get their footing, starting to know how they want to attack PBN, the very aggressive PBN. I see some swaps on PBN now, though, so maybe that'll make a bit. But the one thing I want to say is the last time these two teams faced, which was during the regular season of Overwatch Pretenders, Junkertown Jules went 0-3. Now they got it 1-1, so they've already, improved their capabilities to defeat PBN, which PBN is basically undefeated at this time. So to actually win a map is good. Got to feel good for these guys if they remember their previous matchup against PBN. And yeah, I think this is going to be a good match here. I really think they're starting to figure out the strat they want to take against this really brawly PBN. And I see a Sombra. Oh my god, I see a Sombra. So this is going to be amazing. I really want to see a good EMP on this just stuck together PBN.
Yeah, Bruno Sombra, who is being played by Fiery, so he is going up in the background, just doing a little bit of scouting, and we do see QPV is also on this Fiery. We did see her back in Ilios being played by Fiery, so it's kind of an interesting matchup now. Is she's been changed over, but Tantak getting the first pick onto PvP, taking down Fiery. Is instantly res though, so not a big loss, but they did manage to lose a Resurrect. However, Casey getting a bit of revenge for his teammate, taking down Tantak, the Tofu of How. Death Tactics is also going to pick onto Arch Emblem, who is playing that Mercy. Casey taking down the Orisa, taking down that main tank. Means there's no shield for JJ, meaning they have to kind of back off, in which they do. However, Casey's not letting go out empty-handed by taking down Fiery, who was playing that Sombra.
Yeah, early on there in the match, you might not have seen it, but Scoot did a great flank, almost took down the Mercy, just couldn't secure the kill. And also what happened there, and why they fell so fast, why Junker Jewel fell so fast, was because they got booped by the Ferret, booped off Robat on the Orisa for Junkertown Jewels, and just being booped from there, PBN was able to chase him down and get a good rotation, a solid rotation. There goes another boop from Farah, really displacing this team, and that's going to cause them a lot of troubles.
Yeah, definitely a lot of trouble heading towards JJ's side as PPV does get a kill onto Fiery, and Casey also taking down Scoop, but he doesn't get also getting a kill onto Brobrat, meaning there's no main tank, and Death Jazz taking down Arch Emblem, no team chat taken down with the Bionotic Grade, taking down Tantaku, and Tofu How getting taken down by no team chat. So it seems to be very quick, and it does seem that the motivation is definitely on the PBN side. So what do you feel like JJ should start doing here? They do start bringing out a few changes. So what do you think their game plan is to try and stop this momentum of PBN?
Well, it looks like they're trying to go for a brawly comp, which might be a little bit difficult here. We know who the better brawlers are, and that is PBN. They do got the Sombra that might be able to help them out. She should be able to get the ult online here. But Junkertown Jules, really, they had a good idea going for them. They just got booped by the Pharah. So we'll see if this brawl is going to work out. They're going to take a lot of poke damage from Pew on the Pharah, though, from PBN side. And I think that's going to kind of mess this up. It's really going to be up to Fiery with the EMP.
He is trying to get up to that, but we do see a few ultimates coming out. Casey bringing out the Earthshot. It does get nothing with it. The Tofu of How taken down PvP. The Barrage unavailable for PBN. Deadeye coming out of the side of JJ. And with no enemies inside, he doesn't able to use it. However, it does make the team back off, and it is allowing team Junkertown Jules to get the kills, and with Scoop taking down Casey and get another quick charge onto Rayquaza. It does seem like JJ is able to put a hold onto this momentum that we were just seeing. So really good plays. They do have a few ultimates on the PBN side. They do have the Barrage, and they do have the Graviton. So quite deadly ultimates do be coming out, but we do also see that Fiery does have his EMP.
Yeah, I suspect an early EMP in this fight. There it is.
Yeah, there's the EMP coming out from Fiery, getting five players. However, PPP doesn't take that very well and gets the kill onto Tantaku with that barrage. Here comes the Graviton Surge coming out, and that's 4 kills straight away onto Scoop, Fiery, out, Arch Emblem, and Tofu of Power. Great plays using that Graviton Surge, getting them off the point. So whilst you're also getting the kills, you're also moving that payload. Really good play, and it will be that PBN will get the second checkpoint.
Yeah, in earlier fight, we saw the window go up, destroy the Rhine shield. Rhine was caught out on PBN, so the window went out by a Junkertown. Caught that Rhine out, got a shield down, destroyed the Rhine, and that won the fight for Junkertown Jules. Then on the second fight here, where we saw the barrage, Scoot went down. Scoot main tank for Junkertown Jules. He went down. And what happened? Junkertown Jules collapsed. So it's really, there we go again, Scoot getting taken down. It's really going to come down to who can take out the main tank first.
Yeah, that definitely is if you can get down that main tank. It means there's no shield, and it's going to be an easier challenge, and especially since no team chat did also give the nano burst to Casey. It was a really hard challenge for Scoot, but there is a few ultimates ready and available. Both Reinhardt on both sides do have their Earth Shatter, so it's going to be interesting to see who does bring out this Earth Shatter first. And we do see Scoot bringing out about it, but Casey does bring out the Earth Shatter, does get nothing with it, and is slept as well. Here comes the retaliation. Earth Shatter gets a pick onto Casey, does go down and does get the kill on by Tantaku. However, Arch Emblem does get killed, taken out by Death Taxes, but without that main tank, it might be possible that PBM may back off a bit just to get regroup the team. Does seem like they're going to be doing that, especially seeing as how Scoot and the rest of the team are pushing up. Now with Casey back, they are going to start pushing back in with a few ultimates coming up their way with Rayquaza. Now with the Graviton Surge and with the Deadeye, it's definitely going to be a hard battle to go up against. However, there are 3 ultimates inside of JJ. Graviton Surge, both Graviton Surges coming out, and Deadeye coming out from Tantaku, getting the kill onto no team chat. Broback getting his own double kill onto both DPS characters. However, Rayquaza getting a bit of a retaliation onto Arch Emblem and Tantaku. Scoot being the first one to take down Casey, so that means there's no main tank available for PBN, and that will be a fight 1 to JJ.
Yeah, both Gravitons went in there, both in the back line. Brobat and his mirror kick, Rayquaza on the Zaryas, both just kind of saw themselves in the back line of each other's team, and Brobat just had more charge, more damage, able to take his 2 that he got grabbed there, and that won him the fight. But now we have an EMP online. I see.
As that Deadeye was being used, the Nano Boost coming out onto Scoot. 3 kills, oh my god, getting kills onto Casey, Death and Taxes, and National Debt. And it will be the full stop from JJ, and especially with that EMP taking over all members of PBN. Really good plays, and especially having that the Nano Boost onto Scoot with a definite buff to have and be able to push onto this aggression. But we do see now momentum coming through as PBN are quickly trying to get it back. Where that Scoot does also have this Shatter relevant, and does get pulled out, gets 5, knocks 5 down, getting the first 2 picks onto Casey, and PvP getting killed out, taken down, but Death and Taxes also going down by Scoot. Tofu of How taking down National Debt, and that will be the gong to tell everyone that was a team kill of the JJ Junkertown Jules. Oh my god, that was such a great play. That aggression coming in, but was ultimately stopped by Scoot at that Earth Shatter.
Yeah, that Earth Shatter was huge, and they needed that. So now Arch Emblem on the Lucio for Junkertown Jules can hold that ult for whatever he might need it for this last little fight. This may be the last fight. They might get one more, and it's really good that he was able to hold on to that Lucio because of that 5-man shatter.
Yeah, but without that, Tantaku did go down as he was trying to use his Deadeye, getting taken out by Death and Taxes. Graviton coming out of the side of Brobat, Scoot getting his kill of his own, get onto no team chat. Riptide coming out, getting a double kill onto Tofu How and Brobat. Tantaku did also manage to take out Casey and Death and Taxes. However, it seems to go on the side of PBN as Rayquaza gets a kill onto Scoot, and PPP taking down Fire with that concussion mine. Rayquaza also picking off Tantaku. It's very getting down to the last wire with 8 seconds left to go, with 4 meters left over on this payload. It's going to be down to the wire, very close indeed, with Scoot getting the last pick onto Pew. However, Graviton Surge coming out by Rayquaza, getting 3 picks onto Brobat, Scoot and Tantaku. And with the Blizzard coming out by Death Attack to stopping anyone to get on that payload, it will be PBN. Prospect Big Nice finishing off round 1, getting the full way to the payload. However, they did manage to go into overtime.
Switching sides.
Yeah, that's gonna be good for them. Junkertown Jules getting PBN into the over. What I'm curious to see is if they swap Fiery off of Sombra. Fiery was only able to get 2 EMPs for the entire round here. That's just not enough value. One EMP was really good. That was the second one we saw, and while they were in that last phase there, that third point. But other than that, he's really not getting much value. I'm not too sure what's going on here. It just seems like he's not poking the right targets. He's getting caught out too fast. The PBN is just so fast to respond to Fiery's presence. And now we're seeing him go back onto the Pharah with that Doomfist, this dive comp. This is what we saw on the control point, the last map. And this is what I kind of wanted to see going into this one. So maybe they were just situated for defense. They thought Sombra would work. But now Fiery going to be back in his zone on that Pharah, doing a lot of damage on the last match. They're really only going to have to deal with, I mean, a Junkrat against Dive. Not looking too promising for PBN. So we might even see some changes as long as Junkertown Jewel doesn't get caught up. You see PBN set up in this corridor. That's where they want to fight. They like to brawl. They got the Junkrat. They have the Tracer that can go around and flank if need be. So we just got to make sure that Junkertown Jewel doesn't get caught in these little corridors, get sucked into a fight that they really don't want to be taking.
Yeah, especially seeing as they don't have that Reinhardt as well, they don't have that big shield. They do have the bubble from the Winston. However, when going up in this fight in these small corridors, it's where the Reinhardt will come out. However, the PBN does come out from the shadows, get the first pick onto Tofu How by Casey. Have a Tantaku get revenge onto PPP, taking down the Junkrat. No team chat, getting the pick onto Tantaku. One apiece here, but also Fiery getting the pick onto no team chat. Means there's no Sleep Dart coming from them. It's allowing Fiery to pretty much have anything to go with no contest. But we do also see Tofu How getting the pick with the biomatter grenade to National Debt. Ray Quenza also getting the pick onto Tantaku, who is automatically revived by Arch Emblem. Fiery getting the finishing pick onto Ray Quenza, and it will allow JJ to start moving this point. And with little contest with this Fire, it's going to be a hard challenge for PBN.
Yeah, and PBN kind of made a misplay there. They didn't die fast enough on point, so they're not able to come out here and contest and take the high ground. They're going to be kind of stuck in this corridor as they pedal across this bridge. As long as Junkertown Jules take advantages of this stagger, they might be able to make something happen. Scoop jumping. Not able to make a kill on the Ana like I thought he was going to do. He's getting help from Tantaku, but it's just not enough. That Zarya bubble too much, keeping Ana out.
Yeah, Ray Quenza getting the first pick onto JJ with Tantaku going down. PPP getting a kill onto Scoot. Death and Tactics combining with PPP, taking down 3 members of PBN, and it will be a full hold from this point. But however, they ain't going out with it empty-handed, as JJ will be having a few ults into this next fight.
Yeah, Junkertown Jules just had such an advantage here. They were set up at multiple angles. They saw them coming in. They saw PBN coming in. From that choke, the healer Ana and McCree were way in the back line. They could have easily dove those 2 targets and made a kill, but just not aggressive enough. And I think that's what is the difference between these 2 teams. Junkertown Jewel, real conservative. PBN, very aggressive, and those Zarya bubbles were on point in that last fight. But let's see what these ultimates. An unfortunate grab. An unfortunate grab. But on this next fight, we do have a pretty good ultimate economy for Junkertown Jewel. They can, PBN can respond with beat, but and a tire. But it might be enough if they're aggressive and they initiate with their ultimates.
Yeah, and there was quite a few ultimates as well from both sides. PBN only using 1 ultimate, using the Graviton Surge, so they've also got quite a bit of ultimate economy, but not as much as JJ, as they will have 6 ultimates going into this next fight. Definitely an ultimate brawl gonna be coming out, and we start seeing that very, very soon.
Yeah, we'll see. It's really all about pulling out that beat from National Debt from the PBN Lucio. If they can pull out that beat, they got the win.
Yeah, ultimates coming out from PBN side. Both the Deadeye and Riptide coming out. However, they got nothing with it. Lucio ultimate coming out from National Debt, getting health to his teammates. Broback getting the kill onto PBN. And there was an Earth Shadow about to come out by Casey, but was slept by Tofu of How.
An amazing sleep there. Wow. Saved it.
Definitely a great save. And Scoop bringing out the Primal Rage. No team chat taking down Fire. Means there's no Farah available for the Jade, for just Junkertown Jules pick onto Death and Taxes as well. It really will seem like they might be able to get to, however, it does seem PBN are going to put a final hold onto this point, not allowing for JJ to get to the final checkpoint. However, we do see a Graviton Surge coming out by Rayquan to get a kill onto 2 of Power PPP, using that concussion mine to take out Boybat. However, Tantaku taking down Casey, the main Reinhardt being played on the PBN side without that shield. However, we've seen so far how powerful Rayquander can be. Scoot getting a melee kill onto Death and Taxes. Rayquander getting a bit of revenge for his teammates, taking down Tantaku and Fiery as well. Fiery getting a few picks of his own, taking down National Death. Death Bomb coming out from Robat, does get nothing with it. A Riptide coming out from PPP. Can he see if he can get something? And he does indeed. We do see that he does manage to get 2 for how. Scoot getting the primal raid onto No Team Chat and onto PPP. Casey does take down Robat, and that will be PPN putting a full hold onto JJ.
Yeah, that Graviton at the last second there. I mean, it wasn't the last second. It was quite a bit of ways into overtime at that point. I think we were like 10 seconds till overtime. But Zarya was able to get that Graviton. I think it was Ray was able to get that Graviton online. Super high charge. Grab the Ana, grab the D.va, finish them off super fast. And that's really what ended the fight there. I want to say it kind of goes all the way back to the barrage that we saw. That barrage was used while the Lucio beat was still in almost full effect. I think they had maybe lost about half. So the barrage really didn't get much value, and it ended up actually getting the Pharah killed. I believe that was Fiery. Ended up getting Fiery killed. So they just gotta work on that barrage. They just forced it. They really forced it. They got the beat out, which is what they needed, and then they just tried to force their ultimates for the win, and it just all fell down from there.
Yeah, real unfortunate for JJ. They did have a good plan to go ahead, but when it came to the execution, it just seems that Prospect Big Nice just seemed a little bit more on the edge, being able to get those defenses where needed, getting onto the focusing down on the targets that were needed to. So it is now 2-1 in the advantage of Prospect Big Nice, and if they win this next map, it will be a Prospect Big Nice winning the semi-final. So would you feel like that Junkertown Jules needs to change, whether they need to change anything up to try and take this next map?
Yeah, we'll have to see. Did we already see what the next map's going to be? It's going to be 2CP, I know that. We'll have to see what it is. It's probably going to be Hanamura, would be my guess. Maybe Volskaya. But regardless, yeah, they might have to change some things up for 2. They really got 2 options. They can keep trying to go dive, right? Get into a good spot. If it's Volskaya, they can definitely try to go dive. If it's Hanamura, they might have a little bit more of an issue. But they could set something up, maybe go Sombra dive, maybe keep the Doomfist, keep the Pharah. Set something up, get a good staging platform, and dive the same target and look for the squishies, right? Don't keep getting sucked into these brawls that you don't want to get put into. Don't keep letting PBN get the initiation, right? They use that amp speed or whatever, even if without the amp speed, because a lot of times they weren't running a Lucio, but they just go, right? They just say, let's go, and they go together. Meanwhile, Junkertown Jules is like on their back foot the entire time, not even playing a brawly comp, and just, lets them get brawled out. They need to set up, and they need to dive a squishy target that gets left behind during these brawling that PBN wants to do. If they choose not to go that route, then they're probably going to have to pick that May back up, right? And they're just going to have to try to outbrawl PBN. That's really their 2 options.
Yeah, and especially with good players such as Jonathan and Ray on these Reinhardt and Zarya doing a lot of damage protecting their teams, pretty much being the frontal force of their engagements, and then they're also backing up the team play. It does seem that JJ seems to be a little bit more spread out, as you said, so maybe grouping up as well a bit more often, and rather than just going out on their own is also something they probably need to focus on it as well. But we are going on to Volsky, and it does seem that Junkertown Jules will be on the defense first, with PBN Prospect Big Nice on the attack.
So one thing I'm worried about defense for Junkertown Jules, we saw it in Route 66. They might try to go a risk here. We'll see. We'll see what they try to go before I say anything. But when in Route 66, they had a good defense. They had a good idea of what they wanted to happen, but then they just got booted by Pharah, right? So it's real unfortunate because I think they could pull it off. I really think that having a more spammy comp just destroy the shield is going to be in their favor, especially when they had the BAP able to get the window up. It actually won them a fight, just destroy the Rhine shield and kill him. But it does look like they're gonna go for more of a brawly comp. They're gonna not have the Zarya, so it really this D.Va is gonna have to do her job and eat some of these ultimates. Eat the Grav, eat the Mail, eat the Blizzard. Fiery giving it a chance on May, and I think he did very well on the first map, which was King's Row with those counter walls. So that's what we're going to have to see. Brobat's really going to have to step up a little bit more and eat these ults, right? And not feed that Zarya ultimate charge at the same time. Fiery going to have to continue what he's been doing and counter those May walls that actually they're not even running a May. So now he just has to wall them off. He doesn't even have to worry about countering the May walls. So this is probably looking pretty good for Junkertown Jewel right now since PBN swapped out the May.
Yeah, and especially since now they also do have the Junkrat as well. These walls are going to be a deciding factor, but we are getting the first engagement with pretty much PBN jumping straight onto this point, trying to get a few engagements. However, Fiery getting the first pick onto Jonathan, meaning they do not now have this Reinhardt and this big wall to have. Fiery also getting a pick onto Death and Taxes. Rayquaza does get a D-Meg onto Brobat. The Tantaku getting a nice double kill onto PPP and no team chat. Tofu just finishing off Rayquaza with that quick kill, and just a little goodbye for Tantaku, saying goodbye to Sergeant Nova on that quick kill. But it does seem to get quite a quick engagement and a few ultimates almost coming up as well, with the highest being at 79%.
Yeah, I was a little worried there that Junkertown Jewel was going to get out-rotated. Fiery used his ice block right out bat, and I was really concerned that was going to be a bad play, but it ended up working out. They ended up being very aggressive to get the kill, potentially getting out-rotated here again, which is what I'm worried about. Pew 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 going to get his ultimate up, and that could cause problems. They're not going to have beat to stop it. They will have Nano to keep somebody alive and be aggressive here, maybe a lucky Earth Shatter. But if their PBN's Junkrat gets that ultimate online, it's not looking too good for Junkertown Jewels.
Definitely not, and especially since where Tofu how just under the enemies as well, he's getting caught in a bad position. However, the sleep onto Sergeant Nova whilst he's using the Coalescence. Earthshat's coming out from the scoop, taking down 3 members of the PBN. Tofu how taking down Death and Taxes. Scott getting the charge onto Jonathan's Fiery, getting the pick onto no team chat. Sergeant Nova using the balls of Death onto the members of JJ. Have a PPP getting 2 melee kills on the Scoot and Brobat, both tank characters in the team of JJ. And it does seem like that PBN will be able to take the first point.
Yeah, that early Coalescence really put Junkertown Jewels on their back foot, and the Riptire just kind of cleaned it up a little bit there. It was a little bit messy, but now we're going into a fight where we have the May ult online, we have the Grab, and we're going to have the beat. So let's see if Junkertown Jewel can coordinate properly, use the May ult when they need it, use the beat when they need it. If they blow ultimates this fight, then the next fight's not looking good.
Especially seeing as how close they are, and one ultimate coming out right now is the Deadeye being used by Tantaku. Does get nothing with it, however it does disperse a few of the members of PBN, making them back off a little bit, allowing JJ to start pushing up and get a bit more defense. PBN going on the left hand side behind as kind of the shipping, and the Coalescence coming out from Sergeant Nova. Graviton Surge coming out from Rayquaza. Deadeye coming out from Death and Taxes, and Graviton Surge from Rayquaza. Death and Taxes does get a pick onto Tantaku, the opposition McCree. No team chat getting the kill onto a Scoop. Rayquaza getting a pick onto Arch Emblem. Death and Taxes getting the D-Mac, and PvP finishing off Brobat. Isn't not looking good for JJ with a quick kill onto Fiery from PPU with that concussion mine. You do see that Tantaku did get caught in the trap of Junkrat PPU, finishing off Tantaku with the Riptide. Just Brobat trying to use the D.va bomb, but does get nothing with him. Rayquaza getting a quick kill onto Tofu How. Also, PPP getting a kill onto Scoop with that concussion mine. Sergeant Nova getting a pick onto Brobat. PPP looking to get a bit more kills as well onto Fiery with his concussion mine. No team chat combining with Jonathan getting kills onto Tantaku and Arch Emblem. Rayquaza finishing off Tofu of how it is looking in the way of PBN Prospect Big Nice. Have a Death and Taxes gets the pick onto Scoop. Death and Taxes also now bringing out the Deadeye. Rayquaza taking out Brobat, and PPP taking out Fiery now, and that will be a very quick capture from Prospect Big Nice.
Yeah, I saw it there. They came in, PBN came in with Coalescence Grab, was able to pick up 2. And just from there, it started getting messy. I really thought Junkertown Jewel had it, though. They invested a Blizzard towards the end of the fight, right? They invested beat to kind of save it, right? And it was looking good. It was looking promising. I thought Junkertown Jewel had that. PBN was down, I think 1 or 2. they had backed off, and then they just, you know what, they said, no, we're taking this fight now, and they came in full swing, and Junkertown Jewel just caught off guard. They were just a little bit too spread, a little bit out of position. It looked like some of them were trying to chase kills from that Mei ult,
Ready for battle.
and in doing so, they put themselves out of position. PBN was able to step out of the Mei ult, reconsolidate, regroup, and go back in and get all those guys from Junkertown Jewel that were just a little bit out of position trying to chase kills. So we'll have to see if there's anything that that's kind of changed for Junkertown Jewel on this next fight. I don't know if they'll try to go Mei again on this one. Let's see.
Yeah, it did seem that they over-invested. They used quite a lot of ultimates in that one battle, and then when it came to it, when the deaths were coming through, they didn't have the ultimates to back it up. So when it came to the fights the further on, it looked like it was that PBN had the ult economy, they had the advantage, and unfortunately for Junkertown Jewels, they just didn't have the backup of having those ultimates to kind of help them in the fights, and then unfortunately for them, they ended up losing the battle. But however, now we are going into round 2 as we have swap sides with Prospect Big Knights on the defense and with JJ on the attacking, and they will quickly go to this point. However, PPP getting a quick kill onto Tantaku, taking him down. No team check, getting a melee kill onto Bobat and Arch Emblem. Opponent stopped his first push.
Yeah, that was pretty quickly nullified. You see, they try to do kind of the same rotation. Junkertown Jewel tried to do the same rotation that PBN did on the. But Junkertown Jewel, they stopped, right? Like, why stop? They could have kept going and forced PBN to rotate, but instead, you know, it almost seemed like some guys wanted to go to the point, and Scoot just wanted to stay there and fight, and in doing so, and in all that hesitation, you know, Jonathan and Ray, they took advantage of it, and they went straight for him and started brawling, and they just collapsed from there. PPP got to their backside. So let's see if they clean this up a little bit, fix their rotation. To see Fiery is on the Pharah now. They dropped the Mei, which is kind of what I thought they would do. I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an advantage for them. A few damages coming out. Got really low for no team chat. This Farah is going to be quite a deciding factor. Have a Riptide coming out from PPP now, trying to see what he can grab with it. He does look to the team and try and get the Fiery, and he did, getting that pick onto the Farah, not allowing him to get the attacking they do need. Scoot get the pick onto no team chat though, and Scoot was with the charge, getting onto Death and Taxes, but Tantaku is taken down by PPP with that concussion that might covered out from Sergeant Nova. But Scoot does have his Earth Tactic, does manage to use it, however does get nothing with it. And with the also the Nano being used through Tofu of how to Scoot, that Earth Tactic was going to try to get the deciding factor. However, they do seem to be bringing out the kills with Bobat taking 2 of his own onto PPP and Sergeant Nova, and Scoot taking down Jonathan. Also, Fiery taking down Ray, and it does look like that JJ will be able to take this first point.
Yeah, they used the PBN used the Riptire there early. PPP used it early, trying to get rid of that Pharmacy. He wasn't able to get the Mercy, did get the Fire eventually, but you saw Death and Taxes wanted to chase the kill. Meanwhile, Jonathan put himself out of position. PBN completely spread out, not the way they want to play, and they paid the consequences for it, trying to chase kills that they just couldn't secure.
Yeah,
early grab. Ooh, this might be in Junkertown Jewel's flavor here with that early grab. They're going to be able to reset and come back with a lot of ultimates here. They only got to worry about beat. Hopefully they can start using these ultimates before beat is online from PBN, and then we could see a capture here from Junkertown Jewels.
Yeah, that very early grab on Surge, trying to contest the point. However, they overinvested. They did manage to get a few kills of their own and stop to the push, try to stop that momentum. However, as you said, Junkertown Jewels will have quite a few ultimates going into this next fight. It's with pretty much 5 ultimates apart from Scoot having that Earth Shatter, but he will quickly grab that back up. Jonathan, however, on the PBN side, they do have a few ultimates of their own, and here comes the first ultimate from Tantaku, using the Deadeye to try and see what he can grab out of anyone that tries to come out. However, Death and Tax does bring out his own and does get the pick onto Fiery. You know, they have no Farah. Farah does get revived, but with the consequences of Arch Emblem trying to get that res, he does go down himself. D.va Bomb coming out from Bobat, and they do seem to be investing quite a few ultimates, with 2 coming out with the Deadeye and Bobat. No team chat taking down Tantaku, and here will be the contest of trying to stop that D.va from respawning and taking down valuable time on through JJ.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a misplay by Brobad. Maybe his big brain play trying to use that D.va bomb so that PBN, no team chat there, Lucio, would panic beat. Didn't happen. If we saw that panic beat, this could definitely be a one fight for Junkertown Jules, and Brobat would have been making a big brain play, but just didn't happen. And now his bomb's been invested for, frankly, no reason at all. But you know, maybe he was going for something big, huge sleep.
Yeah, very huge sleep onto PPP there, and here comes that Lucio ultimate on from No Team Chat, and Riptide coming out. It does get a double kill onto Scoot and Tofu of How, meaning there's no Reinhardt or Anna available for the Junktown Jaws, and the quick trap from PPP getting the kill onto Brobat, and that will put a stop onto this momentum of JJ. They didn't invest too many, well, actually they didn't use any ultimates for the JJ side, so they still do have 4 ultimates, being the Barrage, the Valkyrie, Nano, and Earthshatter.
Yeah, so maybe they need to think about a different rotation. They could maybe go right side, maybe try to force their way onto high, give their McCree to Tanku a chance to shoot for free, but I'm not sure if they're just going to keep pressing in. If they do, that grab is coming online. There's an early barrage. That might be what they need.
Oh, definitely what they needed right now. Getting that 4 kills. Scoot getting a kill onto PPP while Safari taking out the rest of the team. That's a team kill if I've ever seen one. Great plays from the Barrage there, or the Fire, and we will just see now the panic from PBN, and it does come out. However, unfortunately for PBN, JJ does manage to take the point, and then we will be going to round 3. Slower time than PBN, but still they managed to have a minute and a half, so they do have quite a bit of time on their hands.
Yeah, that's going to put Junkertown Jewel back on the attack. Maybe they'll start off with the Pharah this time. That Pharah going around into the left window. I wasn't too sure what they were doing there. I kind of thought maybe they'd invest. PBN just so focused on the frontline battle at that choke. Actually stepping out of the choke numerous times for Poke, and Fiery just getting nanoed and just sending that barrage full send. Very risky play. Death and Taxes. I mean, really, to be fair, Death and Taxes did not see the Pharah flanking. That's a little bit on him for not paying attention. So a real lucky play by Fiery, but it worked. And now we get to go in round 3 where Junkertown Jewel does have a chance to win. They got their comp together now. They know what they need to make this happen. Pew Pew Pew, you see swapping to the Torb, getting off that Junkrat. A lot of value from Junkrat, but he was just getting bullied by Fiery, and I think that was enough to make him consider swapping.
Yeah, Fiery is showing how good he can be on this Pharah, especially with that big barrage getting around the flank. It definitely did seem that it definitely was. PBM was not aware of that, and we saw that Jonathan had to bring up a shield, making it wide open for the rest of JJ to come in and pretty much get the attack and pretty much taking down Jonathan. And with not having that shield, Fire can do the work, and he did it working. Wow. We do see a few damage coming out from Fiery, trying to get a few bit of damage picks, and we do see the rotate coming in from JJ, trying to get onto this point. Fiery does manage to take down the turret of PPPP. And we do see a few investments coming in, not pushing up too far. Do you see Scoot going? You're down really low there. However, being brought back up with the half. However, Fiery taking down these turrets, not allowing PPP to have the investment of having these turrets in play.
Yeah, Brobat needs to be careful how much he's feeding this Zarya ultimate charge. Already at 70%. The Zarya PBN Ray already surpassed their Rhine in ult charge. That's they gotta be careful with this. This grab is what's losing them so many fights.
Yeah, also a few ultimates coming out now. Gravitron coming out from Ray Quenza, getting a pick onto a few pits coming out, and with Jonathan slept as well, with really advantage for him, and Jonathan going down by Scoot, and Scoot also taking down Ray Quenza, brings both tanks not available for PBN, and a few kills coming out now from Tantag, taking down No Team Chat. Death and Taxes taking down Fire, and that's what you heard. That is a team kill from JJ, and they will be able to take this first point. Very strong attack. It was a bit slow paced, but probably a bit slower than they expected, but they managed to take the first point and will be going to try and get the second point. However, they have to move quickly as they only do have 30 seconds. They do have a few ultimates coming up on the side of Junkertown Jaws, especially now they do have the Earthshatter, Deadeye, and the Valkyrie.
Yeah, I see McCree's gonna go high ground, zone these guys out, maybe make them turn a shield and get the Earthshatter in from Scoot. Let's see if it worked.
Deadeye coming out from Tantaku. Earthshatter coming out from Jonathan now. Does manage to get 2 members of the PBN, Tantaku taking out Jonathan, having a Deadeye from Defton. Taxes does take out Tantaku. No team chat taken down out Scoot, who is playing that Baptiste. Fiery with that Farah taken down, gets revenge onto no team chat. RJM being able to resurrect Scoot. Barrage coming out now from Fiery, getting a pick onto PPP and Defton. Taxes. However, he's ultimately taken down by Ray Quenda, but who is on that Zarya. Does seem like maybe a hold on this point, really, especially now since the Gravitron is being pulled out. No team chat getting 2 kills onto Tofu Hao, Brobat, and Scoot. They did manage to grab this first point, however, unfortunately for them, they without 30 seconds, they didn't have enough time to try and invest some more ultimates.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who it was, but so what we saw there, we saw Tantaku set up, try to zone him out a little bit, give him some space, and it worked. It worked great. A great block by Scoot. Jonathan from PBN threw in his Earth Shatter. Scoot was able to block and then immediately counter Shatter. Great. Then McCree, Death and Taxes on PBN, opened up his ultimate from the staircase there on the right side of your defenders. He opened up his ultimate and was able to get one. I can't remember who it was, but he was able to get one. Soon thereafter, Mercy, the barrage, right? Fiery with the barrage, gets picked off. Mercy, it was Arch Emblem, goes in, tries to get the res, and gets punished for it hard. And after that barrage is when everything just fell apart for Junkertown Jewels, unfortunately. They were not able to get even a single tick on that last point, so now they're going to have to full hold here. And they're doing it with the same comp. They're doing it with that Mei. Same comp we saw when they first started attacking, and we've seen this comp on their first control point. PBN running the Junkrat. They're going to really rely on that tire, and that might be the ultimate that wins it on the match.
Yeah, it was a very quick attack from last time, as we saw from PBN. They may try to do the same again, especially seeing as now they knew probably have a rough idea as to what JJ are playing, and now we are going to the few engagements. JJJ and the Barter Grenade from Tifo Hao getting 4 members of Prospect Big Nice, who getting a kill of his own onto Tantaku. We know there's no McCree for the J, and it is starting to be a quick attack from PBN, getting a few kills and starting to take points on to the control. People who get a pick onto Fire. I mean, there's no Ice Wall left in this team. Do you see a few shots coming out now? Pew also getting a kill onto Scoot with Ray Quenza. It is looking like PBN will to start to take his first point. PBN, PPU getting a kill onto Boybat Tevatax is getting a pick onto Arch Emblem. Tofu Hao getting a pick onto the Jonathan Haver. Tantaku getting revenge for him, taking down 2 members, Sergeant Nova and Death and Taxes. However, gets taken down by Pew. However, with this spawn that has, with the kills that came from Tantaku, Reinhardt is quite a bit farther away than he wanted to be. Yeah,
and this is what we're going into here. Junkertown Jewel able to get their Nano online, and that's probably why we saw the Doomfist swap. Yeah, they probably wanted to go contest a little bit, but we've seen it before, and we will see it again. Nano the Doom, let him do his thing. I'm just worried here. Pew gonna have that tire, and that might shut the whole thing down. Here it comes, and it does. Their Nano is now gone. This might be it. PBN pushing it.
Yeah, great shatter from Jonathan, getting taken out for 2 members of the Junkertown Jewels. Jonathan taking out Scoot with that fire strike. Coalescence being pulled out by Sergeant Nova, taking down Brobat. Meteor strike coming out now from Tantaku. Does try to get something with it, however, unfortunately doesn't. PPP getting the pick onto Tantaku. Blizzard coming out now from Fiery, trying to get a few, freeze a few members. Does manage to get a few. It does seem like JJ maybe had to bring this back. Artem but gets pick onto Death Attack. Scoot taking down Jonathan. Artem is unfortunately taken down by Sergeant Nova, another Brobat bringing it back by taking out Pew. And it does seem that JJ may be able to put a hold on to this point. Tantaku taken down, no team chat, and Fiery taking out Sergeant Nova.
Yeah, huge plays. Fiery with that freeze really held it for him, and then Tantaku just kind of cleaning it up here. Huge plays by Junkertown Jewels. I'm really surprised they were able to hold that, but with the ultimates that they had, the freeze, they were able to make it happen. Meanwhile, Grab was invested, Earth Shatter was invested, Coalescence, everything was invested by PBN. They got their tire back online, so they'll probably open up with that. But once again, we have the Nano, we have Doomfist. I think Junkertown Jewels is going to be able to hold this one with those 2 combinations alone.
Yeah, he's got a great advantage. Just there could be a silent factor on PPP, seeing whether he could be able to pull it out and try and get a good Riptide. And here we hear the Riptide. He's going to try and get something here. Brobat does manage to find it. However, Tofu of Hell is taken down by PPP, meaning that there is no nano available for the side of JJ. No team chat does manage to take out Scoop, making sure there's no Reinhardt. A few ultimates coming out now. Coalescence being pulled out by Sergeant Nova. Jonathan taking a pick onto Brobat, and that will be Prospect Big Nice taking over Volsky and making the score 3-1. 2-1.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's really harsh to see. That's the second time you let that happen. And it's unfortunate, you know. Tofu of Hell is just a really good Ana player. He's always in a really good position, forcing PBN to find him and get rid of him. Here's that Nano Barrage. Almost didn't work there, but he was able to pick it up. It's real unfortunate. Tofu of Hell was in good positions basically the entire time he's been playing Ana. You see so much healing done as well. But that tire, I mean, they're investing in ult just to get rid of that nano because they know their biggest problem, PBN's biggest problem with Junkertown Jules, when they have that, when they're running that Doomfist, is when he gets nano. So they send a Junkrat out on a mad flank just to get rid of the Ana, and they do it twice. If he would have nanoed earlier, if Tofu of Hell would have nanoed just a little bit earlier, maybe Doomfist wouldn't have died to the McCree. Maybe he would have got the kills he needed to kill it, and they would have held it. But unfortunately, he got a little bit too scared.
Yeah, really unfortunate having that focus fire going towards trying to take out the Ana for on the JJ side. Not having that nano is definitely a disadvantage, especially seeing as they were kind of focused on that. And PPP realized that and he took it and he invested the Riptide to try and take out the Ana, and which he did, and that was the ultimate deciding factor, and being able to win the semi-final match against Junkertown Jules. So that is Prospect Big Nice winning the semi-finals, still the number one spot, still undefeated. Going up against Junkertown Jules. Junkertown Jules did manage to take one map, which was Elios. Really good plays from them. However, it was Prospect Big Nice who came out with the ultimate victory and will be going on to the finals.
Yeah, so PBN once again undefeated going on, like you said, to the finals. Junkertown Jules, though, huge improvements from their last game, no doubt about it. And I think they're finally starting to figure out what they need to do to conquer.
Yeah, so really good plays. Congratulations to both teams. Extra congratulations to BBN as they will be going over to the finals now. So that will be that it from us. It has been a great match up today. I hope to see you in the finals. It was a really good matchup to see. I'm gonna leave it Solid to send us off. That has been me, Brilliantframe.
Yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me as well. Obviously, there's going to be more matches. They'll be going on next week on Sunday. The times will be posted, but you can generally expect them to start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can find those if you go into our Discord, Overwatch Pretenders Discord. You can find them. We have a YouTube channel, and we have this Twitch stream that you're watching right now. So 2 different streams to tune in for official Overwatch Pretenders matches. And we definitely welcome anybody to come on and do their own streams as a spectator and host it on their own Twitch. So if you want to do certain perspectives, you can have your audience come along too and watch an official Overwatch Pretenders match. And you can be a streamer on your own. We're perfectly fine with that. So hope to see more of you here for the next matches. And thanks a lot for hosting this match, XYS. Appreciate it.